Greetings, everyone. Greetings, everyone. This is Tiffany Martinez. I hope you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. So I bought this Book of Shadows, right? And clearly, it's a lot smaller than the one that we've seen on the TV show. So I am currently seeing Charm from start to beginning for like the third time, and not sure why. I'm not even sure why I purchased this, other than I was curious to see more about it. But clearly, it doesn't have all the spells in here and all the information in here. But this will be my first time flipping through this book. It just arrived maybe 15-20 minutes ago. So I decided to um, just make this live video. And if you are a Charm fan of the original series, I never saw the reboot because it wasn't about the Halliwell sisters. So, or even the next generation as it ended, meaning there's Piper's sons and Paige's. I think Paige had twins. I don't really remember. But anyways, I decided to get it, and again, I don't even know why, other than what I already mentioned, because when the series was still on, I had bought the action figures, like two sets of the action figures, one to keep, meaning I could open it and look around and all that stuff, right? The second set of action figures was to resell in the future. Well, when they brought that reboot out there, basically it wasn't as it should be. So, but I also remember I had an opportunity to purchase the full book, meaning the really big 500 to 1,000 page book. And I cannot remember the lady who created the actual book for the show. That lady is the same lady who created the Storytime book, Once Upon a Time from Once Upon a Time. So, but I ended up purchasing another one of her books. It looks just like the one on the show, except they have authentic spells in there. Not saying that these wouldn't work. I'm not saying that. Greetings. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Um, so I went with the authentic book. I didn't purchase this book when I had the opportunity. The one that I have in my room, in my other room, that one I paid like a little over $500 for it. So if I figured if I was gonna pay that type money, I guess I just bought this just because I absolutely love the show. When Holly Marie Combs and Shani Doherty, Rose McGowan, and of course Phoebe. So I absolutely love the show. So I went ahead and just purchased it. And to recently find out that basically Cole, who is Julian on the show, he transitioned, and I did not know he died because one, I really don't pay attention to social media like I used to, meaning I don't have Facebook. I don't have all those social media sites. I only use um, Twitter and YouTube. I took a very long sabbatical, and I haven't decided quite yet if I want to go back to it. So this is my first time flipping through this book. Like I said, I just barely got it, and it's not the best quality. I do have a digital copy of the book, like if I wanted to print the pages out, but it ain't that deep. Like I said, I think I paid less than $20 for this, and it came in. I mean, look, I barely touched the page, and the page is all jacked up. It's not like a high quality paper. I hope the person who created this, they aren't seeing this video, because I wouldn't want to hurt their feelings. So that's never, ever my agenda. So, and maybe I'll do a such as years ago. I've had that book for maybe like over 10 years because I bought it in 2012. the book is heavy. Like it's just like the one on the show, but it's authentic. If I just keep saying that, but it's not like these spells, you know. So, but it's absolutely. I mean, the one that I have is gorgeous, and maybe I should have started with that so you can see the difference. Like, and to be honest, I mean, they didn't show all the spells on the show. They did not. And I'm just looking at some of this right now. And most of these pages are fillers. But again, I don't know because they did not show every single page on the series. They mostly flipped through it really quickly. So some of these could have been in the show's book, but I don't know. Like these pages, I know this one is in there. I know this one is in there. And I know the familiars are also in there. Um, this is the spell that they used with Paige when she went back and found out that she was the enchantress. So this one was definitely in there. I don't remember about the dragon warlock. I don't remember that. So time loops, definitely that was in the show. But how this paper feels, it feels like a wet paper bag that has dried. It doesn't feel as crisp as it used to, and they probably intentionally made it like that so it could appear old. Um, as the ones did on the show. This is the truth spell that Prue cast to find out if Andy would accept her for being a witch. And if you are a fan of only the original, then you would remember that. Like I said, I did not see the second one. I was just disgusted when basically basically crapped on the original um, stars of the show. They didn't want to make another one. Um, See, this one is Secret Thoughts. Um, I mean, the person who created this, they could have written their own spells and put them in there. I haven't looked at it that closely since it's my first time seeing it. So far, it's like two, maybe three. Okay, here's the blood to blood spell that Piper cast when Prue died so she could see her, but the spell didn't work because they didn't Shannon wasn't going to be on the show anymore. So, scrying for something lost. That's pretty interesting. Like I said, I don't know if all these were ever in that book, the original book. The demon one was definitely in the book. Grimlocks. Remember the Grimlocks? The ones that would be in the sewage. Basically, they live down in the manhole area. And that's so funny, you know. But it's funny to me. But yeah, I may do a part two and showing how a book is supposed to look. It's really not it, but I probably should stop saying that for the fact that we don't know, even if you were a fan of the show, we don't know if all these were in the book, the original book, or not, because they did not show all of the spells and things like that were actually on the show. They never showed that. They just showed whoever was in front of the book where they were um, going, and they probably showed this, the poltergeist one. I forget the girl's name, but basically she was in college with Phoebe, and she got taken out. So when she was trying to put her thesis together, this is for Send Your Evil Ghosts to Judgment. Yeah, she's working on her. This is to cast a protective circle. So that girl was working on her thesis, and she was trying to prove that demons do exist, and then she basically got taken out again on the show. Not, I would hope, not in real life. This is pretty interesting now that I'm looking at some of these. To vanquish a ghost and return him to his rest. Is this? Oh, I think that's what the episode was called, the Libra. But anyways, if you're a fan of the show and you do like this type of content, kindly like, share, and subscribe. But this is pretty interesting. Which one is this? Uh, I think that said Jarvis. So, I guess the way you can see it now, these guys already know that these were in the book. That is so funny. And I guess you can say that you got to see the rest of the book. This is Temperance. Yeah, except he didn't look like that. So they probably had to write, they probably had to draw their own images to put it in his book, because clearly this is not Tempest from the book. And this guy looks like the original source. But anyways, let me just go a little bit faster. Um, oh look, the past life spell. I used to always enjoy their time travel episodes. To drive away love. To draw love. Charm of lovers. The Wendigo. They turned Piper into a Wendigo. Let's see who this person is. Demons that can incinerate human flesh with their eyes. Well, that's interesting. Rite of passage. To kill a female warlock. It says hemlock. The Seekers. This is the one I think that they would basically draw things out of a person's head and get the information that they needed, and then that would be the end of it. And I think that was the episode of Charmed when the guy who plays, his name is, his name is Misha. He comes out on Supernatural as, what's that dude's name? Remember on Supernatural, the one that would just show up at odd times, but they became friends. Keep thinking Klaus, but not him. Anyways, his name is Misha in real life. I forget his last name, but that was the episode that he came out on Charmed. And look, it's the demonic bounty hunters. Hmm. What does this say? Oh, this is kind of like the guy from Once Upon a Time, Gold, Mr. Gold. He would sell magical items. That's so funny. I can't remember that guy's name. His TV show name. That's funny. Oh look, it's the ice cream man. The ice cream man. In this edition, they did include some bookmarker ribbons. So this is the 7 deadly sins. Um, and there's the Libra guy that I was talking about earlier. Or rather, that's not a guy, as a demon. So the 7 deadly sins, they were infecting various, basically, extras on the show. And then the sisters got infected along with Leo. Guardians of the Hollow. And that's the episode where they're not good, they're not evil, but they were protecting the Hollow, and the source wanted that. So if you've never seen it, I mean, I guess you have to have seen it to enjoy it. Oh, there they are right here. Now this is how it looks in the actual book. Anyways, if you are a fan of the original Charm, I don't know anything about the second one, but I always thought it was so funny how they would send Leo away to go talk to the elders, and he will be gone majority of the episode, and then he would come back after the sisters had after the sisters had already basically used their best of their ability to decipher which spell, which potion, etc., etc., etc. And then he would come back and they would be like, well, they've already come and they've already kicked their asses. And they were like, yeah, well, blah, blah, blah. Like, you've been gone majority of the show. Now, this actress, her name is Debbie Morgan. She was amazing in Charmed, and I was hoping to see her in more powerful roles and like her future or whatever. But I really haven't seen her in anything except for Keisha Cole's life movie, I guess you can say, her documentary or whatever. And but I don't follow her career at the same time. But I did send her a tweet at one point letting her know that she was an amazing seer. Like, she just played that role to a tier. To find a lost love, that's really cool. Demonic power broker. This one is familiar. The reverse spell is definitely familiar. The Academy. I was bummed when the TV show ended because it was finally gaining some momentum, meaning Magic School was pretty good. It says, in a pot, combine the following. Is this the... Oh, wait. I know this live is going a little longer. Oh, this is from Grams. Happy anniversary, my darlings. Um, yeah. Normally, I wouldn't make a video like this about books that I purchased, but this one is just for fun, so, and only fans of the show would actually appreciate it. Mm. How to perform a seance. Andreas. To call upon your ancestors. They would use this spell so many times when they knew that they could not beat that person or beat that demon. They used this spell so many times. And it's essential, even in real life, like, you definitely should call upon your ancestors. As I've learned throughout the years in my life that a lot of what they show you on TV actually happens. This character showed up when Wyatt was a baby. Don't remember that one. Deflection. Yeah, like I said earlier, they did include some ribbon bookmarks, markers if you want to mark your page. I would say it's a I would recommend it if you are a fan of the show and you don't want to spend $500+ on one that's real to summon the dead. Beltazor. The Vanquish Potion. That's so trippy. To summon Beltazor. The Banshee. To track a Banshee. The Sea Hag. Water Demon. Dispower a witch. Titans, Stillman Sisters. I hope that they included Barbas. He used to get so mad. That shit was funny. I actually have a bracelet that I made years ago that has the symbol on it. And I will be posting some of my items that came from the show. I'm going to be posting those for sale. Some of them are already listed on eBay. But I'm going to have to find somewhere else to list them because they're on offer up as well. To call a lover to oneself. Evil enchantress. Your chakra cleaners. Cleanse. Magical amulets. The necromancer. The Valkyries. The elders. Spider demon to stretch your imagination. A witch doctor to go back in time. The vampires. The manticore. Marinas. My husband and I, we were going to do a hand fasting for our anniversary, but unfortunately he died, so we were not able to do that. I was looking for, it was more or less like a vow renewal. Instant karma spell. This is just for entertainment purposes only. I stated that earlier, so don't be trying to do these. The monkey totem. If you remember that show, be sure to comment. The episode, I mean, if you remember that episode, when Piper had said she needed more time, she needed more hands. Greetings. I purchased it online. Purchased it online. It's just a very thin copy. It's not like the one on the show. It's definitely interesting. Like I said, they didn't show. If you ever saw Charmed, they didn't show us every single. This is the future for a white lighter. Tips for a future white lighter. It says, love dad. So, like I said, they didn't show us everything. If you saw the show, they did not ever, like, flip to each page and show us everything. And this is the demon that took out Prue. Shax. Memory spell. And condolences once again to Shannon Doherty's family and to Julian's family. I did not realize that he had transitioned. A friend told me that he had died, and they both died of the same illness. That is kind of odd. To separate a witch from her powers. To call a witch's powers. They also included some blank pages in case you wanted to make notes or add your own spells to it, I guess. The Tracer Demon. Oh my goodness. I hope they include Barbas. Barbas was the best one on there when it came, other than Cole, but he just made me laugh all the time. I think his real name is like Draco or something. I think he passed away too. The Gremlins. Oh look, Coolio made a cameo appearance. Remember the Lazarus demons? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna give it to him. That was pretty cool. I definitely appreciate everyone who has joined my live. I definitely appreciate that. Like, share, and subscribe if you are a fan of Charmed, the original one. Look at Zanku. Every time I see him in other shows, I just go, oh, look, there's Zanku. To discover a lover. Erase a memory to bind. What is this now? I don't remember this one. It says usually the bunyip leaves humans above, but when their source of food is disturbed. Ah, that shit was funny. Alyssa Milano did this character. That was pretty cool. To move ahead in time. Probably reach. A return spell. I think they used that one with Prue for the future. Yeah, because they was like, our future cells already used it. And to create a door. Unbecoming the Wendigo. Restore love to accelerate time. This has been very entertaining to me because, as I said, they did not show every single thing in on the show. They just did not. Love potion. Some more inscriptions. Warlock spell. Another love spell. To relinquish our powers. They wanted Piper to relinquish the powers. They almost had her. They almost had her. Okay, thankfully, that's the end of this book and the end of the live. Like I said, they did include some extra pages, but it was definitely interesting to me to call a lost witch. The lost and found spell. So, like I said, it was pretty interesting, and a lot of these, I believe, I'm actually going to give this one a try and see if I can tap into it. So anyways, if you like this type of content, kindly like, share, and subscribe, and definitely like, share, and subscribe if you like Charmed, the TV series. I'm definitely going to be doing another live showing you some of my collection that I'm planning on selling some of it. Like the trading cards, the original binders, the one that has Prue on it, and it's just disappointing that she transitioned so young. But yeah, you guys enjoy the rest of your day, evening, you're rising, wherever you are in this simulation. And I do show gratitude for those who tuned in. Peace.